we go again.
So what we got going on today? I know.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Okay. Did you see there's a recent post from, it was on like Ball Alert, Shade Room, whoever else. I think it was Cardi B. Cardi B was out um, in Vegas, I want to say, and she's out here. She got this cat suit on and form fitting. It's like showing everything she got basically though. But I did have a question for her.
Okay.
Now, have you seen it?
No. I was gonna say I didn't see that. I only saw the video with her, Glorilla, and Megan D.
Okay, but here's my question. Okay, so we always talk about, we've been saying that the clock is on Nicki for a while. She was on clock watch for the better part of 2 years, bro. Right, at least 2 years. Silently, bro. I think that we've been missing because Cardi has put out bongos and she put out WAP. WAP was 2 years ago. I think at least 2 years ago, if not longer than that.
Yeah, but WAP wasn't the latest one though. But I mean, I don't. So I don't think that Cardi is on the clock like Nicki was, because when Nicki was putting out stuff, it was missing, right? Like there was no like something to stick. Whereas even if Cardi's necessarily may not have been that lightning in the rod, Bodak Yellow or WAP, it was still a conversation because it was still like an event, how she puts it out. Like she still is a great marketer. Plus, the temperature has changed on albums anyway. People don't necessarily care about you dropping albums more so than they care about you just being relevant and putting out new music. So you can live.
That's a good point. So this is where I'm going with it. I'm glad you said that. Because here's what I'm wondering. I think, to me personally, I think that that's all true. I think that I don't know that that applies to Nicki. The reason why I don't know that that necessarily applies to Nicki is because Nicki does have the classic album, right? And I think that people were for a little while were thinking that Cardi would put out a full album, right? A full album, which she hasn't yet. And even Glorilla put out an EP. I think that Megan put out a full length project as well. But here's what this is where I'm going with that. I don't think that side of WAP, because WAP was one of them ones. All right, so she put out the song recently. So she did Bongo with Megan. That was it was all right. But she also put out the joint that with the Missy sample, right? That was just the free in Miami freestyle or whatever. Those still weren't hitting any more than Nicki's. So my thing is this: should we now officially have Cardi B on the clock to drop another one of them things? Because
no, she dropped Miami. She dropped Miami, right? So she's got Miami. She's got the like what freestyle, which is the Missy joint. I think she got Bongo.
But those ain't them. Them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The reason why it doesn't matter, again, the landscape has changed. Cardi is not in the class of Nicki when it comes to the requirements. Cardi is still in the lane of the Migos, right? So she's married to one of them. And so the thing is that Cardi stays in conversations and talks not just with music, right? Whereas Nicki is kind of one of those superstars that we don't really get to peek into something of her life unless she allows us to. She did more when she did Queen Radio and stuff like that, but all I'm saying is it's not the same, because what I'm saying is we know that Cardi has an album done, she just hasn't dropped.
Wait a minute. That is the question. How do we know Cardi got an album? I know that she might say it, but do we know? Okay,
Yeah, the
Do
reason
we
why
really?
I'm telling you for one, you talking to me. I'm always the person that's gonna believe the person that's telling me what they're telling me. So I and two, she wasn't the only one that said the album is done. Her husband said the album was done.
Well,
So
he's gonna be in lockstep with her. Here's what the reason I'm
I
saying it. The reason
understand
why
that,
I'm
but
saying that is this.
you asked me the question, and I'm saying if she tells me that now she has been very vocal and very open with saying she has the album done, but also recorded a bunch of songs and hasn't quite narrowed down the playlist yet. And so she's been releasing music here back and forth, doing this and that and the other to satisfy the fan thing of it. But she did just recently push it back. She was online with her fans and they asked her, like, yo,
Yes.
where's the album? And she said she might not even put it out until next year. And I'm
This
okay with that.
this what is so here is the thing.
Mhm.
What is stopping Cardi B from putting like I understand the climate.
Mhm.
What is it about the climate of music today and at a point where female rap has been thriving better than any other time it has, right? Why exactly is it Cardi B dropping not just that the
Very easy.
album
It's
one
very
thing,
easy.
but the song even outside of that the WAP, because see now it's starting to make me think that WAP was the anomaly because Bongo okay, the last two songs they were just okay, and so I think that the same pressure that we put on Nicki to drop that banger, it started. I think it should apply to Cardi though, bro.
It's not. It's not. It's
So
really not.
what is it about?
And
What is it about
the
Cardi?
I gotta answer your first question first, bro. You asked one question already.
Okay.
The reason why Cardi isn't dropping the album right now is because of Cardi. She has said it herself. She is her own worst enemy. Like she is just very particular about stuff. She is one of those. She is a perfectionist, and so things just aren't where she thinks they should be. That's her saying that. So no, I don't think it's the reason why is because right now I feel like the only thing we get from Nikki is just music. We don't get we don't get into her like the new news we have for Nikki is she was arrested in Amsterdam. But Cardi is always in conversations in the entertainment space.
Is
So
she
it's
really? For what?
yes,
Give me an example. Give me an example.
plain and simple, her marriage. Like, bro, she listen. We talk about Cardi relationship status like white people talk about Taylor Swift's relationship status. So we're always like, oh, they were out and about this time, and oh, they together? Aren't they together? Oh, they celebrated Valentine's Day together. Oh, she spent the night. Like, that's the thing. So she stays relevant in the conversations of an entertainment space. Nikki doesn't do that. So
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what I think. You ready for this? This is me reading between the lines.
okay,
Me reading between the lines is saying that I think Cardi B is being aged out the way that Nicki was aged out. Here's what I'm saying by that. What I'm saying by that is this. When Bodak Yellow and that EP or tape, whenever that came out, bro, that was almost, I want to say that could have been, let me see something. Let me see something, bro. Let me
bro,
see
I
something. I just
already
want to
don't
make
even
something
like your
state the
take.
fact. I'm gonna tell you where I'm going with it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on, hold on. I just want to get that. Okay, Bodak. Okay, okay. Bodak Yellow was released in 2017. That was 7 years ago,
Okay,
right? So that means so let's put that in context. If you say that that is Cardi B's hottest song, right? And even
bro,
when on the same one, I like it like that. They were still 2017 when those came out. No, that was 7 years ago. So put that in context, we were still in our 30s then, right? When that was popping. And I think that what's also crazy to think about that 7 years ago, bro, Layla was 9, Landon was 6.
Charles,
Here's where I'm going with that. Here's where I'm going with this. Just rock with me for a second. I think that one of the things that I remember Layla saying, right, was that one of the things that they didn't necessarily like about Saweetie when she first came out versus a little bit later was that she didn't seem like she was an authentic ratchet. She wasn't ratchet enough. And that was Layla saying that maybe 2 years ago, right? And that was when she was about 12 or 13, right? 13, 14, right? And where I'm going with that is that I think that people of Layla's age look at Cardi B like she is a 30-something-year-old woman, right? And I don't think that I think that one of the things that's I don't think that her songs are catching like Sexy Red, who isn't half the rapper Cardi is, right? But I think that because Sexy Red is so much younger, I think that because Glorilla is so much younger, because Megan is so much younger, I think that Cardi is being aged out. And when she's saying that she's not picking these songs aren't catching. It's because if that's 7 years ago, and let's just say give or take Cardi B is 36 years old, when she put out Bodak and when she was going hard back then, she was still in her 20s, bro. I think that Cardi, it's I think the reason why she's not putting those songs out is because yeah, the climate has changed. What changed about the climate is that the fans of Cardi, let's say they're all in their 30s, right? But even then, these younger artists, the Glorrillas, they real ratchet. And I say that respectfully. I think that that's what people like about them. And I don't know that Cardi. I think Cardi is losing the connection because when she was at her peak, she was in her 20s. She's in her 30s now. She's a mom now. I don't think that people look at Cardi the same. And I think that that's the problem that Nicki had also, is that Nicki has such a time span for when she was at her peak to when she dropped that she was out of touch with the climate, especially a female rap, and couldn't necessarily capitalize on a time when female rap was never more popular, bro. I think she's been aged out.
okay, I can for 100% completely disagree with your take. For one, you acting like the only song that Cardi had was Bodak. You ain't mentioned nothing about Up. You ain't mentioned nothing about the stuff that she got with her husband. Like you I mean, she got the hot ish. She I mean, you acting like we already knew that Bodak Yellow was out of here. We didn't think she was gonna even come with anything as hot as that, and then she came with WAP or whatever the case may be. And then of course the songs that she has with Cardi. I definitely don't think it's an age thing that you talking about because for one, Layla's not her target audience anyway. Like, there-
Well, that might be true, but WAP was 2020, so that's 4 years ago. Even then, right? Even then,
okay, up
let's
is
start at
21.
WAP.
No, we're not starting at WAP. That's what I'm saying. You are saying what you're saying to fit your narrative, and I don't agree
No,
with
no,
your
no,
narrative.
no, 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 no,
Yes,
no.
you are. Yes, you
What I'm
are.
saying is, WAP came
No,
out in
it
2020.
it doesn't matter. She had Up since then. That came out in 21. So what I'm saying is Up was playing everywhere. So what I'm saying is you're just looking at these monsters and that's it. And I'm saying no, she's doing exactly what we're trying to do now. Just dropping singles. So that's what I'm saying. Like that
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Okay, so okay, let's just say if we go with Up. Up was 2021,
mhm,
right? WAP was 2020. And I give you, let's just say, if you say Up was it was a banger Nights Club song. It wasn't
playing
quite
everywhere.
WAP, right? But it wasn't quite WAP, and
Wasn't?
WAP wasn't quite Bodak to me,
Doesn't
right?
have to be.
But what I'm saying though is this though. I just think that it's saying something that Sexy Red can put out a song where she is saying hot garbage to me most of the time. And Cardi B, who I actually like her rapping, I prefer Cardi over that. I
Right.
do think that it's just crazy to me though that I think that I thought that this is what I think. I would think that at a time in hip hop where female rappers like Sexy Red can put out something right, minimum lyrical abilities, right? And it's just about popularity. I think people still just like Sexy Red's music. They
But
don't.
you
I don't see a lot about Sexy Red. I see some stuff that she does in social media and everything like that. It pops up, but I'm very surprised that Cardi is not putting out those the same way I was with Nicki. So I just think that the clock that we put on Nicki is applying to Cardi to me.
know, because again, you're trying to put Cardi B in the same category as a Sexy Red, and I don't think that's not the same because the audiences are different. And the other thing is this: we mentioned a couple of the singles that Cardi has. Name me the stuff that Nicki has to compare with an Up, with a WAP. Like name me some, like name me the songs that she's got that she's released recently that even compares to those, even those might not be monsters like WAP. Name something Nicki's got that was out of here. We listened to the Pink Print 2 or whatever it was called, and we both was just like, I ain't hear nothing that was just out of here.
I agree.
So,
I'm not
so what I'm
saying.
so
Listen,
what I'm saying is,
I'm
so
not
if you
saying that,
agree
but
with that, hold on. If you agree with that, then all I'm saying is Cardi is doing exactly what the new climate is doing and just releasing singles. There's nothing wrong with that. The only reason why we're saying something about an album is because she mentioned that she has an album. That's why.
no, that's not why I'm mentioning it. What I'm bringing this up is I'm just trying to figure out if we need to put the clock on her, because here's the thing about it. If you want to talk about the Nicki Minaj songs, you can say the Super Freaky Girl. That was her first solo number one on the Hot 100, right? That was in 2023, right? That was just last year. So then she dropped the Pink Friday 2, right? And Pink Friday 2 has songs, almost all of her songs from that album has charted. Now, whether or not I like the album or not, I'm saying that from all accounts, the song was a very big commercial success. And what I'm saying is that it's not an album that I necessarily would say, oh, I'm gonna put my money and ride this to the bank. I'm saying that from all accounts, it was a success. And so that's her fighting through today's climate of putting out an album, right? Not just singles. And so my thing is that I understand that Cardi's putting out those singles. My thing is that I just would expect that she would just have a log of bangers. So why is it taking Cardi so much for those songs to connect, for it to hit, to land it?
I don't.
You and I face it, and we don't have the machine behind us. So why is it taking so much for Cardi to have them ones?
Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm saying. That's where we're speaking two different languages because I don't think that she's not hitting with what she's doing. I think she's doing exactly what she wants to do with the way the climate of the music industry is right now. Like dropping albums is not the go. Like people ain't dropping albums no more like that, bro. Like there's a couple of people that still dropping albums that has the capacity of generating some buzz behind it. Most people only latch on to singles. It's exactly why you and I switched the way we do stuff. It's exactly why we changed the way our song formats went. When we're used to dropping 4 minute songs, now it's two and a half if you lucky. Like it's this,
That's
it's
it's true. I agree
so
with you, but
so
why did
what
she
I'm
record
saying
an
is
album? Why did she record an album? Period. Why not just say, "Oh, I'm just
it's
going to go
no no
in
no
and record
no.
the best song and put it out. Best song, put it out."
She recorded a bunch of songs because she's an artist. Most artists, they just asked Chris Brown how many songs you got, and that man said he got 15,000 songs.
Right, but he recorded songs specifically for this album. I
No.
don't think that Chris Brown. Listen, I refuse to believe
So you
that
don't believe when
none of the
people say
songs.
stuff. That's what you
Nope, I
because
don't believe. Nope, I don't
Okay,
believe.
then
I
that's a
don't
whole
believe.
different
Listen.
conversation
So
because
listen. I don't believe that Chris Brown. I put this. I don't believe that Chris Brown can. I wouldn't believe Chris Brown if he said, "All right, I got 15 songs that are on this album." They were just 15 songs that I picked from my 15,000 songs. I said, okay, here you go. This is 15. None of these were specifically recorded for this album. It's just one of the catalog. I personally don't believe that.
well, I can't help you, bro. When because my thing is like I said, I'm always gonna tend to believe people when they say what they say, especially with the conviction that he had with it. Because, like he said, that man got 2 studios in his house, and he has 15,000 songs. Like, because of the fact that's all he does is record, record, record. So then when it's album time, all he got to do is boom, boom, boom. And there might be a couple of songs that he wants specifically for the project. But no, it's very, very likely to believe that because they come from the school of that. Like, those artists come from that school of working with the underdogs and working with other, like how Tyrese has a team of writers and a team of producers that come together. And a lot of them songs that we even heard on that documentary never even make the album. And I'm just saying, like, that's what they do full time as being artists. So my thing is that if you recorded a whole bunch of songs and it's like, I'm having a hard time connecting on which ones I want as a whole project. I don't see anything wrong with that, especially when it's no rush these days to drop an album anyway. So the difference between, like I said, to answer your question, to go back to the original question, the difference between Nicki and Cardi is that Cardi stays relevant within the entertainment space outside of just music, whereas I don't feel like Nicki does anymore.